This is what happens when a company loves a headphone so much they made a dedicated amp for it. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. I'll be sharing my experience on not one but two of iFi Audio's amplifiers. In today's video, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the iFi Audio Zen Can Signature Series, and I have the hifiman series and the 6XX series. There's another type to the lineup which is meant for Meze 99 Classic headphone, but I don't have that headphones, hence I'm only testing these two. The iFi Audio Zen Can hifiman edition was purchased from a local dealer, but the 6XX Zen Can was graciously provided by iFi Audio for testing, so thank you very much to iFi Audio. I highly appreciate it. And once the testing is done, the Zen Can goes back to iFi Audio. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own and are not influenced by any party. If you've been enjoying my content, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. That'll help me a lot in reaching my goal of hitting 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Now that's all out of the way, let's talk unboxing. Inside the box, aside from the unit itself, it comes with a power supply, and the cable is braided and it has a nice iFi logo on it as well. And it has a slot for you to slot in the head, which is tailored specifically for different countries. It also comes with the RCA cables to connect with your DAC, and it also comes with a 6.4 to 3.5mm single-ended converter. As for the design of the Zen Can series, it still carries the same design shape as all the other Zen series, but instead of the plastic body of the Zen Air Can, it's now made out of metal, which is similar to the Zen DAC V3, but the color scheme is matching with the Zen DAC V2, where you have this deep dark blue color around the body. iFi Audio sticker sticking person added again, placing it at the top of the metal body, but at least it's not covering the iFi logo. The front faceplate, you have this brushed aluminum faceplate with the buttons and knob carrying the same color scheme as the body, with the gold accents on the outputs and a silver ring around the volume knob. The volume knob also has chamfered edges to give it a bit of grip as opposed to the smooth ring finish, but the turning of the knob itself is smooth, as in there's no ratchet or clicks to turn the volume knob. While we're here, let's run through some of the buttons and features of the Zen Can. So starting from the left, you have the power button, followed by an input button to toggle between three inputs, which we'll explore more later when we go to the back. Then you have the power match button, which is essentially the gain button, and it allows you to toggle between 0 to 18 dB of headroom, which goes to show how much power this unit is able to provide. Then on the right side of the unit, you have the single-ended output, the 4.4mm balanced output. Then on the right side of the unit, you have the 6.35mm single-ended output, the 4.4mm balanced output, and a button for the X base and X space. But for the signature series, depending on which signature you choose, they've changed the X base name to the HFM, which stands for hifiman, or 6XX, but we'll explore more later on the sound. There's still that pop sound whenever you switch between the X base or X space setting, so that's still something to note. Also, if you're switching between the gains, be sure to lower your volume first before you press the button, otherwise get ready for that 6 dB of volume slapping your eardrums. At the back of the unit, you have input for power source, a balanced 4.4mm output, and you have three inputs, which is the 4.4mm analog input, 3.5mm single-ended input, and RCA inputs. In terms of specification, you can read more in the manual, but just going through their output power, looking through the website, the output power can go up to about 320 milliwatts at 32 ohms for the single-ended and over 1000 milliwatts at 32 ohms for the balanced output. Which, to put into context, the Zen DAC V3 with its balanced output can output up to 300 milliwatts at 32 ohms, so it goes to show that if you simply want more power, hook up the Zen Can and off you go. However, in the manual, it's a little weird where it says at 32 ohms, the single-ended is able to output more than the balanced, but as the impedance gets higher, then the balanced output is able to draw more power from the Zen Can. But either way, you're still going to get a lot of power to power most of the headphones on the market. Compared to the Zen Air Can, unfortunately, it doesn't say whether the output rating is for the single-ended or the balanced, but you are getting an upgrade, especially with higher impedance headphones. For example, the Zen Air Can is able to output 75 milliwatts at 600 ohms. Again, not sure if that's single-ended or balanced, but for the Zen Can Signature series, we're looking at 98 milliwatts at 600 ohms just with the single-ended output, and with balance 385 milliwatts, so we're definitely looking at an upgrade in power from the Zen Air Can to the Zen Can Signature series. So the Zen Can hifiman or 6XX series are essentially identical in terms of specification, and the only difference you'd have between the two is the implementation of the X base feature for the dedicated headphones or headphone series. So what are the differences these signature series makes to the sound? Let's explore. Starting with the hifiman series Zen Can and using the hifiman HE400 SE for testing. In terms of power, I need to hit that power match button once and I can get a good enough volume at 3 o'clock on the dial. So there's still a bit more headroom to go with the higher gain settings. In terms of sound, I actually really like how the HE400 SE sounds out of the box, especially for its price. It just has enough of everything at this level, but to put it in summary, it's an all-in-one kind of presentation. Treble extension is a bit rolled off, but the bass is clean and fast. However, it's a little 2D in its presentation, and turning on the hifiman setting from the Zen Can, it gives it a bit more depth and separation between the background music and the singer. Think a 2D plane having a bit more 3D depth. It also gives just a touch more to the lower regions, a little bit more rumble, a bit more meat to the mid bass. It's not a lot, but it's still significant to give a bit more engagement to the presentation. You can still add a bit more space to the sound by hitting that X space button, which benefits any earphones that you feel is lacking a bit of that upper region. Since hifiman generally has a bright leaning sound, I don't see it gaining any benefit from this feature, especially from the higher models, but in this instance for the HE400 SE, having that X space and hifiman setting turned on just opened up the HE400 SE and elevated its presentation. Next up, we move to the Sennheiser HD6XX series Zen Can. If you're not familiar with the Sennheiser HD600 series headphones, they are legendary in their own right, especially if you're looking for mid-range focused headphones. Bass has always been an issue for the HD600 series, especially for my personal taste, but for the 6XS, it's the warmest of the bunch and it's the least technical headphone in that 600 series lineup. But if you pair it up with the Zen Can 6XX, turning on the 6XX feature just gives the headphone all that bass that it was missing. The X space helps with giving a bit more air to the presentation, and turning both of them essentially gives the 6XX a bit more V-shaped nature, where you have more energy on the upper range and more meat to the lower regions. I feel the HD600 or the HD650 series headphone can also benefit from the bass feature from the Zen Can 6XX, but of course, it'll come at the cost of some mid-range clarity, and for me personally, I actually enjoy the 6XX with both the 6XX and X space feature turned on, just to give it a little bit of fun. However, if I swap these headphones around using the Sennheiser HD6XX on the hifiman series Zen Can, it still works in some ways where I'm getting a touch more bass, but it's not getting a lot of benefit from it because you're already getting that depth from the 6XX. So what the hifiman series doesn't bring anything more than what the Sennheiser HD6XX already has, aside from just a touch more rumble from the sub bass. On the other hand, if you want just more bass for your hifiman series headphones, then the iFi Audio Zen Can 6XX series works for that. It just gives a lot more to the lower regions compared to the hifiman series Zen Can. However, that can be a detriment to the house sound as you lose a little bit of that clarity that planar headphones or hifiman headphones have in exchange for that added bass. So if you still want to retain that hifiman house sound but still have a touch more bass, then the Zen Can hifiman series is still the better pick for hifiman headphones. So in summary, the iFi Audio Zen Can Signature series were designed specifically for their own headphone series in mind. If you're looking for something that may be a bit more generalized, then you might want to stick with the original Zen Can instead of the Signature series, or go towards the new Zen Can V3. But if you have headphones that have similar sound profiles to either the Sennheiser HD6XX or the hifiman series, then the Zen Can Signature series may be something you can still utilize, but I feel it's a specific product for a specific situation, and for its intended purposes, it takes those headphones it was meant for and takes it to another level. However, this is based on one man's experience and I'm curious to know yours. Do you own any of the Zen Can Signature series, and what are your experiences like? Comment below and let me know. And once again, thank you very much to iFi Audio for providing the 6XX series for me to test it. I'll leave links in the description down below if you want to check them out. And of course, thank you all very much for watching my videos, and until the next video, take care and happy listening.